Life is full of challenges, and sometimes it feels like everything is spinning out of control. But what if I told you there's a way to remain calm, centered, and in control, no matter what comes your way? Imagine living a life where every decision you make pushes you closer to the best version of yourself, where your confidence grows, your peace is unshakable, and you move through life with purpose and clarity. The more you practice these Buddhist strategies, the more empowered, resilient, and fulfilled you'll become. Today, we're unlocking 10 powerful strategies that can transform your mind, body, and spirit. 1. Make yourself a priority. Buddhism teaches that in order to help others and navigate life's challenges effectively, you must first take care of yourself. Think of yourself as a vessel. If you're running on empty, there's no way you can support others or achieve your goals. This isn't about being selfish, it's about self-preservation and self-care. Start by identifying areas of your life where you've been neglecting yourself. Maybe it's your health, mental well-being, or even your personal passions. Schedule time for activities that recharge you, whether it's meditation, exercise, journaling, or simply resting. By making yourself a priority, you'll have the energy and mental clarity to tackle challenges and pursue your goals with full force. Remember that making yourself a priority isn't just about external activities, but also about nurturing your inner self. Embrace practices that allow for spiritual growth, like mindfulness or self-reflection. A well-balanced life means you're always growing inwardly as well as outwardly. Protect your personal time fiercely. No one can pour from an empty cup. Learning to say no to distractions that don't serve you is key. When you are at your best, you show up better for others, work more efficiently, and thrive in all areas of your life. 2. Enhance your appearance for confidence. In Buddhism, how you present yourself to the world is a reflection of your inner state. Enhancing your appearance doesn't mean becoming obsessed with how you look, but rather showing respect for yourself and boosting your self-confidence. When you feel good about how you look, it positively affects how you carry yourself and how others perceive you. This can be as simple as dressing neatly, grooming yourself, and wearing clothes that make you feel confident. When you make an effort to look your best, you send a message to yourself and to the world that you value yourself. This newfound confidence can help you approach life's challenges with a stronger, more empowered mindset. Take time to develop a style that makes you feel comfortable and authentic. Wear clothes that align with how you want to feel, whether powerful, serene, or grounded. A polished appearance can open doors for opportunities because confidence is contagious. When you feel good, others feel good around you too. It's also important to maintain cleanliness and tidiness in your physical space, as the Buddhist principle of order and simplicity applies to your environment as well as your personal appearance. Your outer appearance is a mirror of your inner well-being. Don't underestimate the positive ripple effects of showing up at your best. The power of a smile. A smile might seem small, but in Buddhism, it's seen as a powerful way to spread positivity and peace. Smiling not only lifts your own spirits, but it can also create an instant connection with others. Think of it as a form of non-verbal communication. It shows openness, kindness, and warmth. When you smile, even in difficult situations, it can shift the energy around you. This simple act can diffuse tension, improve relationships, and invite joy into your life. It's a gentle reminder that no matter what's happening around you, you have the power to create positive vibes with just a smile. Practice this often, and you'll see how it changes your day-to-day interactions. Smiling releases chemicals in your brain that boost your mood like dopamine and endorphins. It's a free and easy way to instantly elevate your mental state. When you smile at others, it becomes contagious and makes them feel better as well, an effect that's often referred to as mirror neurons in neuroscience. Furthermore, smiling can also help to shift your mindset. Even when you don't feel particularly happy, the simple act of smiling can trick your brain into feeling more positive. In Buddhism, a smile represents inner peace, contentment, and kindness, qualities we can all cultivate and share with others daily. 4. Stay calm in the middle of chaos. Life is unpredictable. There will always be moments of chaos, whether it's a stressful situation at work, a family conflict, or an unexpected life event. One of the most important teachings in Buddhism is to maintain inner peace, no matter what's happening outside of you. This doesn't mean ignoring the chaos, but rather learning to stay centered. Practice deep breathing or mindfulness techniques when you feel overwhelmed. Take a moment to ground yourself and remember that the storm will pass, but how you react to it is within your control. When you stay calm in the middle of chaos, you make clearer, more rational decisions, and you maintain your emotional balance. In moments of stress, practicing mindfulness allows you to create a buffer between your emotions and your reactions. Meditation or simple breathing exercises can slow down the flood of stress hormones and bring you back to a state of balance. It's also helpful to remember that life's storms are temporary. This perspective can help you manage anxiety or fear when things feel overwhelming. You can also choose to reframe chaotic moments as opportunities for growth. Each challenge is a chance to test your resilience, and by staying calm, you develop inner strength. Remaining peaceful amidst chaos sets an example for others, showing that tranquility is possible even in difficult circumstances. 5. Stand firm in your values. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of living a life that's aligned with your core values. Your values are the guiding principles that shape your decisions and actions, but it's not always easy to stand firm in them, especially when external pressures or temptations challenge them. Leveling up in life means staying true to what you believe, even when it's hard. Reflect on what's important to you: honesty, kindness, respect, or compassion, and make these values the foundation of your actions. When you stand firm in your values, you build a life of integrity, and that integrity brings confidence, peace, and respect from others. It's crucial to know your values inside and out, so they become your compass in life's most challenging moments. When you're clear about what you stand for, it's easier to say no to situations or people that don't align with your principles. Integrity is about consistency in living your truth, and that builds long-term trust in relationships at work and within yourself. Every time you make a decision based on your values, you strengthen your sense of self-worth. Even when it's difficult or unpopular to stick to your values, the inner peace that comes from being true to yourself far outweighs temporary discomfort or opposition. Over time, living by your values will guide you to deeper fulfillment and success. 6. Nurture your wit and humor. Humor and wit are often overlooked as tools for personal growth, but they are incredibly powerful. Buddhism encourages us to take life lightly and laugh at ourselves from time to time. Nurturing your sense of humor allows you to relieve stress, build stronger connections, and maintain perspective during difficult times. A light heart keeps you grounded and approachable. Whether it's laughing at yourself when you make a mistake or finding the humor in a frustrating situation, humor can keep your spirit lifted and help you maintain perspective. Life is full of challenges, but a light heart makes the journey more enjoyable. Having a sense of humor allows you to step back from life's seriousness and see things from a broader perspective. When you laugh, especially in tough situations, It breaks the cycle of negative thinking and stress. It can also improve your relationships, as people are naturally drawn to those who can lighten the mood. Cultivating humor also trains your mind to see the silver lining in difficult times, which in turn fosters resilience. Buddhism teaches that all things are temporary, and humor reminds us not to get too attached to negative experiences. Embracing wit helps you manage challenges with grace and joy, turning obstacles into opportunities for levity. 7. Set boundaries to protect your peace. In Buddhism, one of the core teachings is to cultivate inner peace and maintain it as a foundation for living a balanced, harmonious life. Protecting your peace is crucial because it allows you to navigate life with clarity, strength, and emotional stability. Without inner peace, even the smallest disruptions can throw you off course, leading to stress, frustration, or burnout. One of the most effective ways to protect this peace is by setting boundaries. Boundaries are the invisible lines you draw around your time, energy, emotions, and personal space to ensure that external factors don't disrupt your well-being. Boundaries define what is acceptable in your relationships, interactions, and daily life, helping you filter out negativity, stress, and toxic influences. Often we allow ourselves to be overwhelmed because we haven't clearly communicated or enforced our boundaries. This can happen at work, in friendships, or even in family dynamics. You might feel obligated to say yes to everything, overcommit to tasks, or continue to engage with people who drain your energy. The truth is, without boundaries, you leave yourself open to being pulled in multiple directions, which leads to physical exhaustion and emotional distress. Take a moment to reflect on areas in your life where your peace is being disrupted. It might be a demanding job that consumes all your time and leaves little room for rest or self-care. Maybe it's a relationship that feels one-sided, where you are always giving and rarely receiving. Or perhaps you find yourself agreeing to social events or responsibilities you don't want to take on, just to avoid disappointing others. These are all signs that your boundaries may be weak or non-existent. It's essential to recognize that setting boundaries is not about being selfish. It's about self-preservation and ensuring that your emotional well-being remains intact. Learning to say no when necessary is one of the most empowering acts of self-respect you can cultivate. Saying no doesn't mean you're rejecting people or opportunities. It means you are prioritizing your well-being. Saying no to things that drain you gives you the space to say yes to things that truly matter. Activities, relationships, and experiences that nourish your soul. Additionally, setting boundaries allows you to distance yourself from negativity. Whether it's a toxic work environment, unhealthy relationships, or even your own tendency to overcommit, boundaries help you create a protective bubble where your mental and emotional health can thrive. Boundaries are not just about protecting yourself from external influences, they also teach others how to treat you. By setting and enforcing your boundaries, you communicate to others that your time and energy are valuable. You set the standard for what behavior is acceptable in your relationships. For example, if you're always available to solve everyone else's problems, you may feel drained and unappreciated. However, when you set limits, such as not answering work emails after hours or declining invitations that don't align with your priorities, you teach others that your peace is a priority. This shift helps reduce feelings of burnout and strengthens your relationships because it fosters mutual respect and understanding. Setting boundaries also applies to your personal limits. Sometimes, the pressure doesn't come from others, but from within. You might push yourself too hard, take on too many responsibilities, or neglect self-care because you feel like you always need to be productive. Overworking, Constantly saying yes to every opportunity or sacrificing rest for the sake of achievement can drain your energy and lead to exhaustion. By setting boundaries with yourself, you create healthy limits around work, rest, and personal time. This ensures that you maintain balance and don't burn out. For example, setting a boundary might mean allowing yourself to rest for an hour after work, turning off your phone during meals, or making time for meditation each day. Protecting your peace is non-negotiable. Boundaries are the tools you use to safeguard it. They allow you to create a life where your mental and emotional well-being come first. Once you start setting boundaries, you'll notice that you have more time, energy, and clarity to focus on what really matters, whether that's personal growth, nurturing meaningful relationships, or pursuing your goals. Without boundaries, your energy gets scattered, and you may find yourself drained and unfulfilled. Boundaries also enable you to live more mindfully. Buddhism teaches the importance of living in the present moment and being fully aware of your needs and limits. When you set boundaries, you become more attuned to your own needs and feelings. You begin to recognize when something is no longer serving you and have the confidence to make changes that support your inner peace. For example, you might notice that certain conversations or environments leave you feeling drained or stressed. By setting a boundary, such as limiting your time with certain people or stepping away from situations that feel toxic, you protect your energy and maintain your sense of calm. It's important to remember that setting boundaries is not a one-time act. It's a continuous process of evaluating what works for you and adjusting as necessary. Life circumstances change, and as you grow, your boundaries may need to evolve too. Be patient with yourself as you learn to enforce your boundaries and understand that it's okay if others don't immediately respect them. What matters most is that you remain firm in protecting your peace. When you set and maintain boundaries, you empower yourself to live a life of balance and fulfillment. You create space for positive energy, meaningful relationships, and personal growth. Boundaries don't just keep negativity out, they help you cultivate an environment where you can thrive emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. By guarding your peace, you ensure that you're better equipped to handle life's challenges, pursue your passions, and show up as your best self every day. 8. Set clear parameters for your life. In Buddhism, living with intention is a key principle for achieving inner peace and fulfillment. Setting clear parameters for your life means creating boundaries not only in your relationships, but also in how you approach your personal goals, your time, and the energy you invest in various activities. These parameters serve as a roadmap that guides your decisions and actions, ensuring that everything you do is aligned with your core values and long-term aspirations. Without clear parameters, it's easy to drift through life, reacting to whatever comes your way, instead of actively shaping your own path. To set parameters, you first need to reflect on what's truly important to you. What do you value most in life? Is it peace of mind, personal growth, meaningful relationships, or career success? Once you've identified your values, you can begin to create specific guidelines that support these priorities. For example, if peace of mind is a top value, then your parameters might include avoiding drama, maintaining a balanced work-life schedule, or practicing mindfulness daily. If personal growth is your goal, setting parameters might mean committing to continuous learning or regularly stepping outside your comfort zone. One of the greatest benefits of having these parameters is that they help you stay focused. In a world full of distractions, social obligations, endless notifications, and mounting responsibilities, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Without clear boundaries, you may find yourself saying yes to everything, stretching yourself too thin, and eventually feeling burnt out and overwhelmed. But parameters act like a compass. They help you filter out the noise and make decisions that align with your values and long-term vision. They remind you that saying no isn't selfish, it's wise. When you define what truly matters to you, every yes becomes more meaningful. Your energy is no longer scattered. It's channeled into the people, projects, and practices that actually move you forward. For instance, if one of your core parameters is prioritizing family, you'll naturally protect your evenings, set healthier work boundaries, and be more present with your loved ones. Or if your focus is personal growth, you'll carve out time for learning, reflection, and challenges that stretch you. In this way, parameters don't limit your life, they clarify it. They give you structure so you can live with more intention, less regret, and a deeper sense of peace. If another parameter is health and wellness, you'll find yourself making more mindful choices, eating nourishing foods, moving your body regularly, and prioritizing rest. Instead of sacrificing your well-being for other pursuits, you'll start honoring your body as the foundation for everything else in your life. A key part of setting parameters is also learning to establish limits on your commitments. Overcommitting is one of the biggest threats to a balanced and fulfilling life. While it can be tempting to say yes to every opportunity or request, doing so often leads to burnout, resentment, and disconnection from your true priorities. When you define your limits, you give yourself permission to choose wisely. For example, you might decide to avoid working on weekends or to limit your social calendar to 1 or 2 meaningful engagements per week. These simple boundaries protect your energy, allowing you to stay present and aligned with what truly matters. Parameters also give you clarity in your long-term decision-making. When you know where you're going, it becomes easier to map out how to get there. If your goal is financial independence, your parameters might include living within your means, avoiding unnecessary debt, and being intentional with your spending and saving. Likewise, if your focus is personal growth, you can choose to invest your time in books, experiences, or conversations that stretch and inspire you, rather than defaulting to habits that distract or drain you. Another powerful benefit of setting parameters is that they create a sense of accountability. When you clearly define the standards by which you want to live, it becomes easier to hold yourself accountable. You begin to notice when you're aligned with your values and when you're drifting off course. This self-awareness becomes your compass. It allows you to reflect, adjust, and realign when needed, keeping you steadily moving toward your goals. In this way, parameters become more than just rules. They become your personal guide, gently reminding you of what truly matters and helping you steer clear of distractions and detours. Living within clear parameters also gives you the confidence to communicate your boundaries to others. When you're grounded in your priorities, it becomes easier to articulate them to the people around you. If one of your parameters is maintaining a healthy work-life balance, you can let your boss or co-workers know that you're unavailable after a certain hour. If your parameter is emotional well-being, you can set boundaries in relationships, choosing to engage only in interactions that uplift you and protect your peace. But remember, setting parameters doesn't mean living rigidly. Life is dynamic, and your parameters should evolve as you grow. The goal is not to box yourself in, but to create a framework that supports your values while remaining flexible enough to adapt as your life changes. The key is to regularly check in with yourself, reassess your goals, and make adjustments where necessary. This ongoing reflection ensures that you're always living in alignment with your highest values and intentionally creating the life you want. Setting clear parameters doesn't restrict your freedom. It expands it. It gives you the space to live purposefully and meaningfully. Instead of constantly reacting to life's demands, you become proactive in shaping your own path. You begin to move through life with direction and confidence, knowing that each decision is bringing you closer to your goals. And with that clarity comes inner peace. You're no longer scattered or pulled in every direction. You have control over your time, your energy, and your focus. In this way, parameters become your internal compass, guiding you toward a life of fulfillment and joy. Remember, leveling up isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. By applying these 10 powerful Buddhist strategies, you'll not only elevate your life, you'll also uncover a deeper sense of peace, purpose, and meaning. If you're ready to take that next step, hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more life-changing wisdom. Let's continue this journey together.